Hello, my champions, and welcome back to my channel. I am Miss Please, and you are hanging out with me on Real Talk. So come on in, have a seat. Haven't seen you in a while. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best angle here. Um, just want to talk about a couple of things. Check in, see how you're faring. How are things going for you and your family? I hope you are safe and staying healthy. You know, this virus has everyone just feeling several kinds of ways: confused, scared, nervous, worried about money, worried about, you know, the safety of your family, your loved ones that you can't see, just everything. And I just want to make sure that everybody is okay. You know, I wanted to stop in and check in today because I've noticed that everyone's so worried about the food and how you're going to nourish your insides with food. But are we really concerning ourselves with how we nourish our mental? Not just the physical, the mental. You know, you're physically, you can walk around outside, you could ride a bike, you could talk to a friend, you know, you can get that exercise, you can eat food, you can buy all the toilet paper you need. And the meat situation, why are we out of meat? And that's rhetorical. I know what's going on with the meat. But guys, you're panicking. You know, it's not always about the meat. What would you do if they said all meat was contaminated? You would find another way to eat. You can't drive through McDonald's because they got the same. Their meat comes from the same thread of meat that we get our meat from. They're not any special. They're not more special than anyone. What would you do if there was no meat? You would eat beans, rice, salads. You would eat fish. You would go fishing. You would eat rabbit. You would eat snake. There are a multitude of avenues to get your meat, your protein. There's so much more to eat than meat. We don't need to eat meat anyway. It's not healthy for us. But people think that you have to get your protein from eating meat. That's not true. The cow eats the grass or eats whatever they eat to get their protein, and so we eat them to get protein. That doesn't make sense. We can get our protein the same way animals do. What are they eating to get their protein? They're not carnivores. They're not eating other animals to get their protein to give to us. So come on, people. Let's think. Let's think. Think, right? I didn't come on to get on a soapbox and to preach. I just wanted to share and talk about the things that I hear. You know, they did a scale of states that'll reopen, and there are a few states, believe it or not, Nevada is not one of them. They're going to reopen, and people just are not thinking. I understand that we've been in the house, we've been stuck in the house with no financial means, you know, calling unemployment's a disaster. I think personally unemployment should open up positions to employ those that are unemployed to help answer these phone calls. But I don't run the unemployment office. So my other thing is, what are you doing to replenish your mental? Are you reading a good book? Are you doing meditation or yoga? You know, a lot of us are frustrated that we're not working. But you know what, guys? You need to feel for those that are supposed to graduate this year. Excuse me. And I haven't done that in like weeks. I've been drinking this homemade tea and I've been doing well. Anyway, we need to feel for those not graduating. You know, class of 2020 is a class of students who have waited their entire high school career to graduate, to cross the stage with family and friends as their audience, celebrating their milestone, major stone, their cornerstone. They have just worked so hard for this buildup to just be, okay, I don't do bugs, to be let down. And it's really sad that they are our historical icons for high school now. Little do they know, they are historians for us. They have set the precedent of change, what high schools will look like when there is no way that you can go to school. So I've been reading about stocks and bonds and investments. That's been like my new small journey. Just a refresher. Stuff I took in college. Business majors, they make you study. It's one of the classes that you could take. So, you spend a whole semester learning about it, or a quarter. So I'm just refreshing. And I can tell you, it's pretty boring staying at home. But reinvent yourself. I can't say it enough. So much has changed. We need to go with the change. Not all of it, but the pieces that we can't change, which is the food, not being able to go to work, the boring, I'm not gonna cuss, but the boring TV stations. Oh my gosh. I don't like Netflix no more. I don't like Hulu. I don't like Cox. I don't like TV. TV is got the worst shows on there. Everything is old. Nothing is new. Nothing is funny. Everything is so scary and mundane. And look, all I gotta do is open my door to be stressed out. Can you put some funny stuff on TV? Can you create comedies that are really comedies? So anyway, I'm not really watching TV. I will say I did see a show on Netflix. It's called She Did That. That I have to give props to, because She Did That points out how women become entrepreneurs in our country. And I think it's amazing. It's about minority women, but I think it applies to all women, because we're in a class of our own, Anyway, what's new with you guys? How are you doing? For those of you that have kids at home, hey, I was a school teacher and I feel for you. I've taught all grades, and it's difficult when you've got 17, 20, 28, 30 kids, and not all of them are the best. And none of them are the worst. I will say that. I believe children are growing, they're inquisitive, and so they are trying to figure out who they are. But I just know that sometimes it's difficult when you've got 28, all these different personalities, and they all want to do different things at one time. And when you talk to the parents are like, what do you mean little Jimmy is a problem? He's an angel. And now you're home with little Jimmy, and it doesn't feel so good. I hear the complaints. I speak to colleagues, old colleagues, and I think it's an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener for everyone who has to keep a job, full-time, part-time, and then take care of 7 children, and they're all little, and you just can't let them run and jump on your furniture. What happened to my light? Hello, what happened? You can't just let them run and jump on your furniture. It's like a whole new